YouTube, LJ Draco here. And yes, as you can see, I'm wearing a jacket today. I'm quite cold. I've got a kind of cold or a flu. So by pardon for sniffles or sneezes or coughs. This video is long awaited. I had recorded this video previously. Unfortunately, the whole file got corrupted again, second time. So, just at the beginning of this video, and just to start before I do it, I do not recommend these things that I will be showing to anybody. So I do not recommend you buy them. I do not recommend you search for them. I don't recommend you own them. Main reason why is if you've seen Sasha's video, which I'll link that video in the description below. Yeah, I just don't want anyone to purchase these. This was purely just a kind of project that me and Sasha was talking about. That, you know, just as 3D. Well, I'm more of the 3D lover and appreciator. He's not that overly keen, but he was intrigued by what I was saying, by what I had seen previously too. So, you know, this is all just a kind of project. By this rate, I'm pretty much a guess on what they are.
This is Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope.
It's the A New Hope 3D. Now, this was kind of intriguing. I can kind of... Whoever made this, they've got the right idea. I will say this very strangely. They have the right idea on making these. What he did was he did give it like a kind of depth that makes sense. It's like looking in a glass cube, but the picture is 2D and just stuck to the back, if that makes sense. So, you know, there's a special scene where you got the when the droids are walking through the desert, and you can see that the screen is obviously very, very close, and the desert is all the way at the back. It stretches to all the way at the back. But then anything else in between that back and the center is just 2D. So, you know, it's kind of... He's got the right idea. Well, he or she, I don't know who does them. But they've got the right idea on the 3D. They can obviously tell what they need. It's just, there wasn't that much care for it, you know. They didn't focus on anything in between or in the center, you know. Same as the space scenes. You could see that there was obviously a nice depth of gap between the screen and the planet. But then everything else in between, like the planet was flat, the spaceships were flat, the laser blasts were flat. And it's just like they did that and then didn't care about the rest. So it sucked. You know, it would have been a cool thing to have seen. But yeah. Right.
But this is all 3 films in 3D.
Back to the Future 1. I actually think this looks, I'd say reasonable. It looks okay. I know Sasha says that there was no, and I can see what he was seeing. It's similar problem to New Hope. It's a lot of the back and foreground are kind of flat. But there are certain scenes where the 3D does stand out quite well, like anything to do with the lightning, the clock tower, or the DeLorean flames. They all look really good, but the whole movie, it's just dull, down. And I can see what he means about the audio quality for these. It's like someone has it's like going into a theater and then doing this, and it's that kind of muffled sound that you hear. Like if you put your hands over your ears and then talk, it sounds like that on the TV. It's very muffled, very horrible. Yeah. Like I said, I did like some aspects, but no, it was a complete waste of time. Now, this is the one that started off the conversation on the topic. This is Back to the Future 2. This, however, was absolutely terrible and was nothing at all like the first one. And yet again, I saw on Moonetization's channel, there is a Back to the Future 3D clip of 3D scenes that look absolutely fantastic, like the sign in the sky, as they're driving back onto the streets. You got the scene where the DeLorean parks in the alleyway, and you got the nose of the DeLorean and the whole front of the car sticking out of the screen. Did not happen in this. This was just flat as hell. Same goes for this. Back to the Future 3. Absolutely nothing. There's not even anything that looks remotely 3D in this one at all. So I think, as for this trilogy, they did something reasonably well with the first one. The first one was done in some ways quite well, but a lot of it was... By the way, the reason they're all in these cases is because Sasha sent them in 3 or 4 cases, like thin cases, and I've used those for more important movies that needed those cases. So I've had all of these out of cases. I just randomly put them in these ones just to show in the video. So I do apologize about the stickers, but they're there because I'm not. No, that made sense.
It doesn't make sense.
But yeah, I think that they did something quite reasonably good with this. They weren't to the standard they could have been, and then it's like they just gave up on these two, and yeah, that kind of ruined it.
I've got The Matrix in 3D because it's The Matrix in 3D.
The Matrix. Do you know, I'm not going to do these all individually. I think doing it individually, it'd just be a whole waste of video. So Matrix 1, 2, and 3 are all the same. They're all very flat, very dull. Audio as well is terrible. It's that muffled sound again. There's nothing worth watching about these. I mean, I guess, they play on, like, well, I don't know. They might play on 2D, but is there any point when you could just buy the Blu-rays and not have this shit? Like, being quite honest, is there any point? And I mean, no offense, like, Sasha did get a refund for all of these, so, and he was allowed to keep them, so he got all of his money back, so he hasn't actually wasted any money on these as of technically, like, on purchases. So he was refunded for every single one of these. And I don't blame him. I don't. I thought it might have been a cool, fun project. If someone could do something really well with these, I thought maybe it could be something. But no, these are just, no, they're all just as flat as the Back to the Futures. Now, the last two...
I've got The Lord of the Rings on 3D Blu-ray now.
...is the extended versions of Fellowship of the Ring and Return of the King. Just as horribly flat. There's nothing about them that looks even remotely like good 3D. It's basic, and to be honest, one thing that Sasha said that was completely spot on, you can't even watch these on Blu-ray. Like, you can't even just, like, because there's no actual thing, you can't, well, you can. That's not what he said. But it's like watching the 2D versions, but with the dark glasses, so it's like you're not even watching good quality versions of them on 2D, because it's like the 3D version is just, yeah. So, oh god, yeah, these are so bad. Now, this is what I will say as well. I don't wish anyone, like, bad business. I don't like the idea of giving people bad business at all. But, considering all of these, like, individually cost between £10 to £15 each. I mean, from what I've seen on his pages, so if you're thinking, say, £15 each, that's 30 for 2. So that's 30, 60, 90, that's £110.
You're a smart motherfucker, that's right.
That, that's a lot of money for films that the 3D shit. And, yeah, I mean, I don't know what I saw on Monetization's channel. From what I was told, it was meant to be this, but apparently it's also not, so I don't know. But yeah, I don't spend your money. Don't spend. And the other reason I also say don't is because they are burned discs. They're just, It'd be different if they were great. It'd be different if they were really good quality. Because then, you know, even though they're burns, if they were good conversions, they'd be worth owning. But quite clearly, they're not. You know, they're quite terrible conversions. I said I can see what the person who was making these was trying to do. They would, and I give them credit for that. But if you're going to do a project like this and you're going to sell them for an expensive amount of money, do a better fucking job. Do a much better job than it. You've got the right idea. Fucking work at it. I'm sorry. I don't mean to swear. I said I'm really ill and I've had a really stressful day. I've recorded this video 3 freaking times. And it's gone, this whole topic has really gotten to my head. Plus, I haven't got these adjusted yet, and they're really tight, and they're leaning lines against my temple, which is causing me really severe migraines. But yeah, I don't mean to swear so much and get angry, but it's true. I'm a huge appreciator of 3D, big 3D lover, and I mean I know Sasha collects 3D, but he feels differently on it. But for me, 3D is such an important platform, and I think if you're going to do projects like this, then it is your job to make sure they're done quite well, and to not ruin it. Like, is that just me who thinks these things, or, like, am I alone on this? I mean, how many times have people been pissed off because they've spent like £25 on a 4K release and it looks just as bad as the 2D or the Blu-ray release or a DVD quality? I've heard tons of complaints on people buying 4Ks and saying, this looks just like a Blu-ray, or this looks just like a DVD, oh, this is a waste of... So I'm the same when it comes to 3D. I mean, it's bad, and honestly, it's bad enough when you go to a shop and you spend £20 on a brand new 3D release and the 3D is just doesn't exist. So when you try and buy a project that's quite overpriced and you think, wow, someone's taking time to do this at home, maybe they're a 3D appreciator too. Maybe they want to give us good quality 3D movies that we haven't got released. And then you buy them, you wait ages for them to turn up, they turn up and they're just as bad or worse. And you're like, oh, God. So, I mean, if you can't get... I mean, just, wow. Oh, but I'm so angry about it. Because, I mean, yeah. I honestly, though, I do recommend that you do not purchase these. As much as it sucks that we don't have 3D versions of these movies already from actual studios. Yeah, that's really horrible. But yeah, these copies are going to be destroyed. I do not want them to exist. As you guys know me, I don't know anyone. We like real movies. We like real Blu-rays purchased from stores, actual factory-made ones. So these discs and what, they'll be destroyed and thrown away. I've already told Sasha that's the plan. If they were terrible, they're going to be destroyed. Obviously, he doesn't care. I don't really care. So yeah, what's going to do is I'm going to keep them until I can get a... Like, I know a lot of people around where we live, they have bonfires. So I'm just going to say, hey, look, I'm going to throw these on. Kind of have fun, like this, kind of straight onto the ball. But no, either that or I'm just going to break them to pieces and then throw them away, because I just don't want them existing anywhere near me or near anyone. So I mean, technically it's up to you what you buy with your money. I can't exactly tell you not to, but please be warned. Yes, the man will give you a refund, but is it worth it to spend the money, wait for it to turn up, try it and go, oh my god, this is terrible, to then have to wait for the refund too? It makes no sense. It's not worth doing. So yeah, I don't see the point in these existing. Yeah, so anyway, that is the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video and previous video, don't forget to strike like future videos. New to my channel, only a couple of my videos, click the subscribe button down below. I'd surely appreciate it. Anyway, take care, you wonderful, wonderful people, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!